So I thought I would do something a little bit different for this, rather than just writing it all. I thought I'd watch my film and, you know, as I go through, pause it and discuss it. Discuss all the different reasons why I did things, etc. So before I start, the first thing I'm going to talk about is the actual line delivery. It was really important for me to capture lots of different emotions and lots of different feelings because, and I want to try to not say stuff I know that I've already written on the website, but I might have to at some points. So, for example, with the lines, I knew that I wanted to deliver lots of different lines in lots of different varieties of ways, because first of all, originally the scene was obviously the whole ensemble, with everyone delivering lines in their own way. Secondly, Lomas intended for it to be this chaotic, crazy sounding performance where everyone's got their different feelings, everyone's getting overwhelmed, it's too much. Thirdly, everyone's getting overwhelmed, it's too much. Greg's almost whole character really is his anxiety attacks and his panic attacks and his fear of being in public and crowd, in large spaces with lots of different people. He gets easily overwhelmed. And so all of these different thoughts inside of his head, if we presume that what I've created is representing the inside of his head, all of these different images flashing into his head, as well, because he's got the headphones in listening to his music and he's seeing these images in his head, this whole thing's in his head. Therefore, all the voices in his head are the happy one, the sad one, the angry one, the scared one. And as we go through, we get more and more images, music gets louder and louder, the emotions get more intense as he gets more scared, more fearful of his surroundings, his own existence. And then the second thing is, I'm not going to talk about the script in this video, I'm going to do that in a separate video, but the script I wrote for the end monologue then makes the first half of the film I'm going to talk about now, makes that all about as if you were scrolling on your phone and you're seeing these images, and therefore these images may be also something on his phone. And that's why there's lots of different voices, because it's almost reacting different to every single video that you're seeing, every single post you're seeing. So I'm going to hit play now and I'm just going to pause it when I talk about. So, play. So, pause. We have the opening video of the Earth, and then that goes into a second, a slightly closer up. Now, I chose to not have exact silence over this. If you listen carefully to this, there's this almost humming, this general background room noise. And I thought that was important because in someone's brain, it is never silent. It's even if you haven't got music playing in your ears, even if you're not thinking about everything, it's not silent. There's always room noise that you can hear. Then when we move on to the second shot, the slightly close-up of the Earth, it gets louder. And this, I thought, was representational, because far away from the Earth, not hearing stuff, bit closer, hearing more of the noise, more of the hubbub, because on Earth, everyone has these feelings, everyone has these emotions, everyone can think about all of these things, and they all create noise. Or just closer to Greg, you're hearing his voice.
So, I'm on the bus.
Then the noise, the thoughts, all come crashing in when we get super close to Earth, started from far away from Earth, bit closer, on the bus. Zooming in. And that's when all the noise and everything kicks in one go, because everything kicks off. Now, the reason why I'm on the bus, the reason why the video clip here, this is the only clip I filmed so far in this, and obviously the end, but I'm not going to talk about the end now, is this bus journey that is actually my feat. Because, well, when I filmed that, I wasn't aware I was only doing clip shows, so I was just sort of filming footage. And then, the reason why I'm on a bus is, I've spoken at some point in my website how I think Lomas intended Chiara and Greg, the character I invented, to be one. But obviously that's not important, I'm just doing the chaos scene, and the chaos scene starts as Chiara saying, so I was on this bus. So, to show that, we start off with me on the bus, to give you a hint that everything else is in Greg's head.
Sun is hot. The sun.
I've lost audio. It's playing up. That's good.
I'm on the bus and it's hot. The sun's coming in through the...
That was the Greg laugh, and I've spoken before how I characterised him throughout the performance using this motif that he has a little chuckle. And so just to show that this isn't Chiara, this is Greg speaking, I put in that that Greg does throughout the performance, that little laugh, just to cement it in Greg. Same as the way I started it is so, is a very similar way to how I start both my monologues. So, it's Saturday, it goes up on the so.
And it's nice. Like...
Just the way Greg talks in this opening performance is very reminiscent to Greg as a character.
The air is like window.
On windows, we cut directly to an explosion of the window. It's a mirror cracking stock footage I found. That snap happens instantly because I wanted to show how emotions can snap instantly, but also just because it creatively looks better.
The output. What? It equals what? The input. Win.
So the output, the input, the loose idea was the output is pollution and the world is rubbish, and the input is the ice caps melting. And then on wind, we snap to the windmills. Now this is because I have combined both the ideas into one. I have 50% of it being random images flashing before you, chaos, building, building. But also I really liked the idea that the image changed on the words, because that shows that I'm scrolling through my phone, windows, wind, and I'm seeing it, and that's, I'm seeing it, I'm saying it, I'm thinking it. And so that was the idea I really liked from one of my videos, but I really liked the idea of all the different chaotic, crazy different bits of noise. So that's where you'll see the connection between the two of them. Oh, this is not going to work for some reason.
I can't stop thinking about the input. Win. And I feel like my heart might fall out. I feel like my heart might just fall out of my chest.
A girl spins through the space. It almost cuts it off. What I put in pictures of a typhoon destroying a small town or whatever. And the girl spins through the space. I have a small girl spinning in one of them playground things, spinning in circles, which is just there for that one line, a girl spinning through the space. Because that's almost like the swipe of hope. You know, maybe even an advert that you get when you're scrolling, when you're thinking, you have this sudden random thought. But I can't stop thinking about it. You get dragged straight back into this emotional chaos of the typhoon.
You miss it, don't
you miss it.
come out.
On them, don't you miss it. I have the images changing of the world that you certainly would not miss if it was to disappear. It's almost juxtaposing because you're not missing this, but the images change on these words, on the thoughts.
No! These are for you, what is it?
These are for you, I thought was an interesting one that I created, because it's a turtle. These are for you, turtle, wrapped in plastic, because we're giving our animals these plastics, these horrors. We're killing turtle, but we're giving it to them. Turtle's not doing that himself.
A butterfly.
A butterfly with the broken wing obviously has a butterfly with the broken wing. I thought it was really important to include the butterfly, as it's such an important part of the original production.
Do you think it will...
Oh, come on, work.
The wing is broken. Do you think it will be okay?
It was meant to be the butterfly and then, do you think it will be okay? But I don't think that quite worked. I think that's something I can improve on. Just my editing, I feel I could make it more of a snap, because it's meant to be the butterfly on a flower, and then do you think it would be okay is the forest erupting into flames. But that's something I can improve on next time if I was to do it again.
An earthquake. A boy
Then we cut to earthquake. That's more of the on the word, on the idea. We see it. I've got to collapse the bridge.
smashes it up.
And then for smashes it up, he hurts his hand. I wanted to be, again, metaphorical. You see big chimneys pumping out smoke, and then a polluted lake, and then dying crops in a lake. We are smashing up our world, is sort of the idea I wanted to go for there. Same with the forest fire.
Heart falls out of his chest. It feels
The heart, we
like
have a
it's
little
going
image
on.
of the heart. Oh,
Following the principle. It feels like it's glowing.
It feels like we're going after the heart. I think, the quickest succession of images. It's almost quite flashy. That's because glowing, flashy, one and the same in my head. They sort of go together nicely. But it's also when we first start to see, I think, the character of Greg saying all of these lines in Greg's head, is when he first starts getting really overwhelmed. It's when the tension starts to build in this scene.
The universe is chaos. It rains.
Now, it rains. Obviously, the first idea is it rains. You have an image of raining. But I sort of wanted to be a bit more metaphorical, a bit less literal with it, as I feel quite a lot of the production of Chaos isn't necessarily literal. It's post-dramatic, after all. So, it rains. I have an image of a fighter jet flying in and raining bombs.
Following principle is somebody scream.
Now, the clip I found, I wanted to try and have the bombs falling and then the explosion be on somebody's screens. However, I felt the images were just too quick for that moment. You don't have time to register that it rains bombs. You didn't have time to register that. So instead I put it on the beat as the bombs fall and drop. Immediately after it, somebody screams. The music goes ba-dum, ba-dum, and that's the explosion. Ba-dum. Then hurricane, we have images of hurricanes.
Bam is in our bones. You know.
This is not working, I don't know why. It's playing up.
Principle is somebody scream. A tornado. Because the Big Bang is in our bones. You know that we're made of stars.
Now, on stars, I have the image of this polar bear collapsing and drowning in the thin ice. Now, yes, it's not a star, but I've just spoken about how the stars are in us. We're made of stars. And stars are quite this beautiful thing, and I think polar bears and ice are quite a beautiful thing. So having it be metaphorical, the stars are in the polar bear and we're killing off the polar bears. But then the line that's over the top of the video cut off there, but I can just stitch them together. What I was saying, I'm saying sorry, my hay fever is dreadful. The speech we hear over the top of the drowning polar bear is she said, she said, she said. Now, when editing and creating and writing, I made the creative decision to cut that down, because obviously that's quite a long paragraph in the scene Chaos, and that works in the scene Chaos. But for me, I just felt it slowed it down a bit. So I just took, I think, the first 4 lines. And I have the polar bear drowning over it because the polar bear clip was quite a long clip, to be honest, and I just thought it was really impactful.
Message said not.
Oh, come on, work.
Someone opens their...
Okay, someone opens their mouth. Butterflies fly out. You're not going to find a clip of butterflies flying out someone's mouth. But I thought, someone opens their mouth, butterflies fly out. Metaphorical, we're thinking, post-dramatic. What if someone opens their mouth is someone declaring war? Someone posting something on Facebook that no one likes and it just spirals. You know, a president saying something ridiculous that a dictator then might clash with and fight. So someone opens their mouth. I have a video of war propaganda, someone chanting, I believe. You can't actually see their mouth, which I think is somewhat impactful. But they're still opening their mouth, but it's covering because they're covering their face as they say it. Hiding themselves. And then butterflies fly out. I have missiles flying out of tanks. To be,
Butterflies fly out. Because we have to...
Now, we have to try. I know, but we have to try. Is almost the effects of that. I've got refugees and it cuts on the second. We have to try to a close-up to show them these are real people. These aren't just masses of displaced... masses of random nobodies. These are real people with real feelings, is the sense I tried to get from the someone opens their mouth, butterflies fly out, being war. We have to try and stop this because look at the people. And we've got a wide shot of refugees. We have to try, I know but, and then we have to try, zooming in, showing that these are real people suffering in pain. If it works, it's not going to work.
To try. Someone bounces the ball.
The ice caps will melt. We go to a shot of a horribly dying polar bear. Hard to look at. That's what we were going for.
Melt. The polar bears will die. The rivers will dry up.
And then this is when it all gets quick, because it's all building. It's all in quick succession. The thoughts, the panic attack, the anxiety, as I've spoken about, as I'm sure presuming you're reading the website, you know about. We've got lots of images. Some are happy, some are joyful. That's just how the text goes. That's how your feed works. It's how your TikTok, your Instagram works. It's how your mind works. But it's all very quick succession. Some of them are actually just still images because I couldn't find a video clip I wanted. So, but it works. It's also quick. Now here is where I previously had ended it. The previous 2 films I made ended at the end of this because I felt it was a nice ending. But I wanted more. I wanted to do the full chaos scene. So it goes on here. So the rest of this I was creating from scratch based on the ideas I'd already created.
A field of wild. The land will crack, the fish will dry.
The fish will dry. I don't know how I didn't notice that. I don't know how I didn't notice that. All the way through the editing process. Something to improve on next time, unfortunately.
Waters will rise.
At the dance party. What? In the play, it makes sense because we've done the dance. I've spoken about the symbolism of the 2 dances throughout my entire website. But I thought it was interesting because my original idea was flashing lights to be a dance party. But then I found this one flashing light. It's red and blue, and it almost looks like police sirens, which made me think, what could a dance that everyone gets wrong be, metaphorically in the world? Butterflies flying out, rains. What could it be? And I had this idea of the riots, of the protests, obviously being quite a huge part of the last 5 years, starting in, around 2020, 2019. Black Lives Matter, then we had the NHS, all of that. And that's almost a dance between the poor and the rich and the white and the black, and everyone gets it wrong because there isn't a right answer to these things. You riot, you protest, you revolt. Someone else says that you're peaceful, someone says you're violent, someone says it's police fault, someone says it's not. It's a dance that everyone partakes in. It's this fluid movement, and so the clip I found is of the fluid movement of it all.
Everyone gets it wrong. No one cares.
This is quite weird. Someone cries. I just tried to do with the voice something different. Lots of different thoughts was the idea I was going through, and I just wanted to have more. And I have a still image of someone's hand in the air, someone's fist in the air, because that's obviously quite it's a black fist, was of course a very important image. But because it's a still image and because the voice is so different, it feels like I've stuck it in afterwards. I promise you I hadn't. And we've got more.
The people will migrate and the fuel will run out and the
Earth will revolt. I didn't really know what to do for Earth will revolt. In my head, that sounds like more riots and protests, so I just found a different, more violent riot to put in. Come on, just
will
work.
die and the temperature will rise and the people will migrate and the fuel will run out and the earth will revolt and the fish will die and the flowers will dry out and the wars will break out and the planet will be pulled apart and the heart.
Planet will be pulled apart. I have people throwing alcohol on fire bottles into police vans because the police are there to protect us. The day we will turn on the police, the day the police turn on us, we get pulled apart, metaphorically.
Do you know my life?
So Do You Know My Life starts with 2 chimneys with smoke coming out of it. And then we go into a desert and a dying ice cap and a stormy ocean. Because all of them are in different parts of the world. And if you live in this part of the world, you can't pretend to know what's going on this side of the world. Do you know what I mean? That was sort of the idea I was trying to create there. And the Do You Know My Life of the 2 chimneys is just a destructive image of you've got no idea how I live.
The wars will break out and the planet will be pulled apart and our hearts will break into pieces. Do you know my life? Do you even know my life? Do you know anything about my life? Does my life look like order to you?
Order to you, and all of that. Does my life look like this? Order, chaos. I've got images of war, grenades going off, bombs going off, missiles going off to represent chaos in the world, fear in the world.
Does my life look like rules? Does my
Rules.
life look anything like order to you? You have to.
Now this is where I've just got loads of images of destruction in the world because it's all getting too much for Greg. It's all building, it's all building, it's all building.
Because you have to. No, I'll pull your mum. No, hold my hand. I don't care.
I've got an image here I quite liked. I've got an image of a dying looking polar bear hunting for food, scraps. They've got some kind of human waste that they're eating out of. And we cut to a small child looking for food, looking for scraps on the side of the road. I just thought that was an interesting parallel. And then we cut in with my original line from the production, earthquakes in China, and I've got a clip of the earthquake. That was my original lines. I felt it had to have a impactful beat to it. But yeah, this was more about the actual dialogue. I, of course, recorded myself saying all of the lines, then edited them all over the top of each other in the order the script says, to create the pattern that Lomas wanted, but also all being myself. Obviously, they're all the lines are edited to be overlapping throughout, otherwise I could have just said it quickly in succession, but all of them are overlapping to really show this idea that it's all your faults popping off. But here is the anxiety attack, and that's obviously something I really wanted to focus on since the start, and perhaps I don't think I did super successfully. But this is really where we're showing that Greg has these anxiety attacks. I just think the scene Chaos worked so well for Greg's inner self, because Greg has so much worry, so much fear throughout the production, throughout his whole character that I've created. The scene just worked fantastically for it, really, just for this one little ending bit. I have a picture of the universe when the everythings start coming in, because what's more everything than the universe? But then we bring it right back down to dying dogs and humans and the trash in the world again, because everything, yeah, is the galaxy, but it is also us. If this wants to work. So close. Come on. There we go. No, we've lost it. Now, the way I'm saying everything, I almost wanted it to be almost like a record player collapsing, or, you know the idea, a robot malfunctioning going down. I also wanted to create that sense of, it's not a robot, this is real. So I think I created a nice fine balance between the two of that. And originally on the two other ones I ended with the bombs dropping, but I used that clip for It Rains, so it ended with the IRA bombing the truck. And then we pan out, I quite like it, we pan out and we see the smoke rising, and we've just got the music playing, because the full stop on the explosion, the full stop, and we're just left to look at the destruction of humanity, before we cut to the headphones coming out into the text. But I will do that in a separate video.